Classic, the Dazzle Brewmaster, used to play this with Alliance back then. Really liked the synergy because of how the two heroes play off each other very nicely in the lane. You have the two slows, and then when it comes to team fights, you actually have a heal bomb every fight. You can heal this Brewmaster split to deal massive amounts of damage, and they have a very easy time getting in because they're so mobile, especially the Fire Brew, but also the Cycloning Brew, I don't know what's called, the Wind Brewmaster, whatever.
Wind Brewing, Fire Brewing, Earth Brewing.
Yeah, let's keep it simple, I guess. That brew can also very easily get in. In addition to that, we have the, what was I going to say? We have the thing that Wings actually presented. I can't remember which tournament it was in, but they ran Invoker together with Brewmaster, where they would alacrity the Earth Brew. That Brewling does a lot of damage to buildings, and then when you give it that attack speed and damage, it's actually pretty crazy. All right, let's look at a fight here.
Yeah,
looks like something's gonna go down.
Smoke Jirax, here comes your shards down forward as Matthew trapped in at the moment. He wants to break free, but there's nothing he can do. He can turn for a void. The Fissure stun. Is there enough space? Even with the Fairy Fire, it won't be enough. Now 1 second Chaos Bolt stun provide the extra damage needed to kill off the Night Stalker. Tomato is going to have to rotate himself over. They go for another shard. Now it's King Tekka trapped in the Shadow Wave with 3 heroes. Another fissure to create space, but a second time the stun will connect, giving Notel not only a double kill, it'll be a double rune.
I'm sorry, but they get 2 kills and fly immediately. Right? Can anyone upgrade the courier? That's position 5 right there. All right, we got 2 kills, guys. Someone else got the courier this game.
That's the 604 gold that Chaos Knight's currently walking upon. Unfortunately, he's got to wait 3 minutes.
Obviously, a really good start for OG. I think they got more than they came for. They came for that 1 kill, and then King Tekka came in.
So now they're going to go for
again.
Jirax throwing out the shards onto Matthew, but cannot trap him in this time.
I think this is a very Viper-favored lane in isolation. I'm not sure I agree with PPD that Invoker does well in this matchup. If you get help on both sides, it's obviously a totally different story. But I think the help in mid from Jirax is very important, and he probably has to stick around for the majority of the time here. Once Viper starts hitting this level 2 and level 3, the Invoker can actually almost get zoned off the lane. Having orb attacks in general against Invoker is really powerful, because his primary defense in the lane is the creep aggro itself. When the enemy tries to go on you, you don't have so much to respond with, but the wave can do it for you. Viper, he's just going to hit. The upside for Invoker is that he can, first of all, get a lot of help from Tusk and almost get a kill here.
Sunstrike, Tomato. Oh, he gets hit by it, but Ana voided up underneath the tower. He's not taking any more damage, but Tomato revealed out by the 1 melee creep. They know he's in there. Ana is waiting for him to break out of the tree line. And Tomato, well, he'll show himself in relative safety onto the tier 1 tower, but damn, he needs some regeneration, and Courier is bringing supplies.
Yeah. To finish off this matchup, I think, in addition, one thing that speaks for Invoker in this matchup is that Viper doesn't push the lane very well. So Invoker sometimes struggles getting 2 waves under his tower and losing farm and getting harassed. Viper's not so good at that, but he's more of a stalemate hero in mid, I want to call it, who just holds the lane in place and then harasses you away. But so far so good from OG. I think Jirax has got a lot done in these first 2 minutes.
Well, they might get some more done. King Tekka has to go for the fissure once more. Still slowed up a little bit. Was expecting some level of rotation up from Jirax, but instead, he's coming down to bottom lane to try and work with S4, who's been having not the time of his life. Snowball forward, they bring in S4. Cell just tries to do as much damage as he can, denies up the regeneration rune, and successfully TP's home.
Nice TP. Using the Frost Blast there for the attack speed slow. If he didn't get that off, he would have died for sure. So playing it to the limit there, King Tekka gets gone on again by Notel. So these lanes are playing out kind of the way you would imagine. Viper is starting to, even with all the help of Tusk in mid, the moment Tusk leaves, Viper is starting to build a little bit of an advantage, just getting a lot of denies, mainly against Ana here, giving some experience advantage. And Tusk is immediately showing back in here to try to combat the Night Stalker. Bottom lane Troll. Troll versus Brew is actually a pretty awkward matchup, because nobody can hit anything.
Either Drunken Hazed up or the Axe mischance percentage which kicks in. But it was nice for Benjans to start with. He had the help of the Lich, so he was always dragging the wave back. The Frost Blast is guaranteed to connect into the Brewmaster at least.
Yep.
But S4 kind of got also lucky. He found the Observer when he threw down his Sentry, so he also got the double regeneration to combine up with the PMS. So his sustain in the lane ended up becoming a lot better, but he's still 9-0 CS to the 19-3, but he's getting a lot out of the lane. And you compare that to the other offlane, King Tekka, 3 for 1 on this Earthshaker. It has not been the dream start for him, dying to start with, but just cannot get anything in the lane.
This lane is difficult for Earthshaker. Chaos Knight's one of the stronger heroes because he can pull you across the fissure. He has a lot of damage output by himself, and you combine it with both the slow and the heal bomb of Dazzle. Shaker can't really come in close. He's just going to have to play to leech here and get whatever he can and hope that the other lanes go well. Fortunately, they're going pretty well right now. Viper is starting to get a very firm grip on mid. Bottom lane, Benjaz, I think key to a couple of Infamous's wins has been getting Benjaz a very good game. Notably the Anti-Mage game against Secret in the group stage, for example. They did end up winning and getting a draw in that series. Benjaz was very integral to that victory. So getting him off to a good start and getting comfortable is surely going to help. I kind of like Troll in this game. I think it's pretty good.
There's a little bit of a problem until, oh, actually there is on top lane. King Tekka, the fissure catching two. Matthew's there, the Sunstrike is going to connect, but the damage is split between Matthew and King Tekka, so Fly will fall. And a much needed rotation from Infamous arrives on the north. Jirax is waiting to attack into the mid lane. It was the bottom lane where S4 was actually pushed off the lane. He took too much damage while trying to take a pull. So only now does he TP back down to the bottom lane where Troll Warlord's been having a free time.
Shaker's still struggling. It's nice that they get that kill, but that's still a big rotation from the supports of Infamous, and Shaker has to go back to base again. So having a hard time. And you compare him to the Brewmaster, the discrepancy is just growing and growing. That's the main gain of OG in this game, is that their offlane is faring better, and the trade-off is that their mid laner is faring slightly worse, but not enough that I think this is a cause for concern right now for them.
Jirax is coming to the mid, maybe at the perfect time.
Bit of miscommunication there. I think they wanted to fissure into Night Stalker Sound slow and then Viper, but
yeah, now it's Viper who's under attack.
Oh, Jirax, that's...
It's 2 points of corrosive skin. They're not going to be killing off Tomato with what they've got right now.
I thought Infamous were going to go for that kill, actually.
Well, they might have another one. It's No-Tail. Matthew breaking free. The fissure is there. No-Tail trying to get on the other side. Reality Rift helps him out with that. Support is nearby in the form of Fly.
I like this from No-Tail going bottle. I think it's good on safe lane Chaos Knight. You have very easy access
King
to the bounty rune.
Oh, yeah. He stuck around. He tried to damage Fly. That wasn't going to work. The fissure gets thrown out, but Fly already finds that kill. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Jirax is the other casualty of war. Anna under his tower, trying to invoke up the cold wall. Maybe that is enough to keep him away. The damage, there isn't a tick for him. So Anna will survive, will burn the salve. Consumables is not something he wants to keep buying when he tries to save up for that hand of Midas. But it gets offset with the death of the tier 1 tower of Infamous on top lane.
It's the nature of the Viper matchup. I think you're going into the game, your mental state against the Viper is, I'm going to need to buy regen. That's how the lane works. If you want to be greedy and try to save up for your Midas, he's going to punish you and send you back to base 4 times, and then your Midas is delayed way more than if you were to send out a couple of flasks. So.
It just keeps him behind, like he's 300 net worth behind in the moment.
Rune here, he's thinking about it. Ana seems to have a read that something is fishy here, and that means Tomato can just hold the lane forever in mid. There's 15 CS up on this Invoker.
I think they're coming for the Shrine. Maybe another thing. Actually, they don't want to take S4 Shrine at this point, even if Anna is low on mana.
He has to jungle already with Invoker. This Invoker doesn't like to have to do this, going to farm jungle at 7 minutes, but I like the decision from Ana to do it. It's the best play on the map. Sometimes the best play sucks, but it's the best one, and you gotta take it. So, at the very least, he didn't die before when he used that nice ice wall, so he stayed alive, and 24 CS, you don't feel good about that as Invoker 7 minutes in.
Yep.
You feel good about not dying to this Radiant lineup, though. This is a terrifying mid lane to play Invoker in for this entire nighttime.
You probably feel better about No-Tail's condition.
He's doing great.
Yeah, he's having great farm up on the top. He's still only just a little bit ahead of the Troll Warlord. And the Viper is like 600 net worth in front of the Invoker, which isn't the best trade-off either, but it's the fact the Earthshaker has got nothing out of this top lane. Like King Tekka, he's died 2 times, he's really struggled to find any space to farm.
This is a great rotation from OG. They have the heal bomb.
Nice. Shards forward, Snowball catching 2, combining with the climb of the Brewmaster split. Comes out for the first time, Troll Warlord. The Sunstrike would have killed him if Fly's heal bomb didn't do it. As Lich spin him round and drop him down. Acel will die. And OG can turn this momentum with the first Phantasm use of No-Tail into the death of the tier 1 tower on bottom lane.
It was very clear how they prepared that. They were like, S4 is going to be about to be level 6. We're going to smoke our Tusk and Dazzle down here, use that heal bomb, and if they try to fight back, we TP in the Chaos Knight and overwhelm them. There was like a 3-step plan already there from OG. It's very clear that they were coordinating that. That's the mark of a very, very high-skilled team, that they think ahead that much. It's like chess, you know. Just if you can predict what's going to happen before it even does, you're way more prepared to make the right move.
Well, Benjaz is trying to predict a movement up to top. Invoker was already moving there. He does cut off his path. And there's Jirax who TP'd in here to try and defend the push. And with Benjaz here, maybe he's already moving a little bit further to the back of the tower. He can shines out just to harass and drag the creep wave, making life difficult, but he's not really contesting. Meanwhile, Viper continues to level up in mid. And how do you actually build this Viper? Do you go for sustain? I'm seeing a 4-star currently in his quick fight. How does he survive in the fight while still doing the damage required?
He's going to need mobility and he's going to need a BKB eventually. I don't think he can fight this Invoker without a BKB later on. The Chaos Knight's also going to be a problem. He's mainly getting the Force Staff to get out of Reality Rift, I think, and to be able to counterplay Ice Wall so that he can, you know, stick on his target. It's very important for Viper to itemize so that he can somehow deal his damage. That's still the innate weakness of the hero. It has incredible laning in a lot of matchups, but then you need to turn your network into something that actually transitions into a good mid game. When it comes to Infamous in general, it would have been nice for them to be able to use these cooldowns of OG, like they use Brew Split and Phantasm in the same play. The problem is it's daytime, and they don't have the best pushers themselves either, so they're actually not really gaining too much out of these cooldowns from OG. Instead, they're just going to get some farm. This is extremely optimistic from Benjaz.
Yeah, he didn't run down. It was right to do so. I think he scouted out the fact that the CK was there, but the Sunstrike from Ana will hit the money. Hilariously enough, Acel started his own TP and left the Troll Warlord alone on the top. He went all the way back to the fountain and just abandoned his teammate. I don't think there's much he could have done to stop it.
I'm not going with you in this, man. You're on your own.
They both had TP, but the problem was Tuskar was holding his snowball.
Yeah.
So you couldn't use it.
That's a bit of a mistake there from Benjaz. He forced a big rotation, but it's still worth it for OG to get a core kill. If that was a support that they TP 2 or 3 heroes in to kill there, I think that would have been worth it for the Infamous side. But losing Troll is big on mid lane.
They're coming to mid. Nortel sets up the 1-second stun. It might be enough as well. Tomato starts his TP out. Cancelled very, very quickly. Destroyed by Ana Sunstrike, and they're wanting more. Crit destroys the Lich. Finally, Nightstalker will hit the ground. Stunned up by the Earth Bruling. Have they got a little bit more? Nortel, Reality Rift, give the negative armor, and the stun is there. Nightstalker will fall. He cannot reach the safety of the high ground. And once more, OG take a fight and push it to the town. I'm fairly certain Fly is already up.
What should I buy? I'm getting rich, man. What to do? I've got like 400 gold.
He's got 2 kills, 1 death, and 6 assists.
Another great play.
He's got more than enough.
It's pretty much the same play they just made before. They made kind of the exact same move, well, a little bit different on the initiation order, but using the same abilities to the same effect, getting multiple kills and then a tower. They can kind of rinse and repeat this until Infamous start getting their teamfight up and running. They need the 6 on Lich, they need the Shaker to get his Blink Dagger, and I think that's enough. Then they have a response. But right now their lineup is very slow, and they can't really activate their Viper very well. So OG are starting to build a very big advantage.
Yeah, that gold graph is now stretched around 4K and increasing. The experience is a lot closer, however. Remember, the gold graph is getting it spiked because of the death of those 3 tier 1 towers and the fact that Infamous have claimed none themselves. So the money is looking good for OG, but there's still a lot coming out the Infamous lanes. They're not keeping Troll Warlord at the #1 net worth just by sheer luck. He's building into that Mask of Madness, and then we can see if Infamous can find critical objectives across the map. And I'm wondering if that actually comes through kills, or does it actually come through forcing buildings, using that Troll Warlord's attack speed in combination with the Viper.
I think you have to wait. That's the most important thing for Infamous. You have to delay the game without losing too many heroes. You're not in fighting shape right now with your lineup. You can try to find a skirmish here or there, maybe with a Night Stalker, but realistically they're just not online yet. So keep getting the farm in, keep getting the wards out, keep your heroes safe. Build toward the BK. The BKB is the name of the game. In this one, it's the best item against OG's lineup. It's like extremely good against both Brewmaster and Invoker. It is an absolute mandatory item on every core on the Radiant side at some point eventually. Shaker's probably going to get it like 3rd or 4th item, but the other heroes have to get it. Like PBD pointed out, you can't play against Brewmaster without BKB in your core. It's like you're just going to get cycloned.
Yeah.
He cyclones one, stuns the other, and the CK goes on the other guy. And like, what's your save? Infamous don't have saves. They have Fissure.
Yeah, they have the turnaround of the fight from the Earthshaker.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen until he has the Blink Dagger.
Exactly.
As well as some decent levels. He's gone for a 2-1-2-1 build. So the Echo Slam doesn't do anywhere near enough damage at the moment until he's got more points up in the Aftershock.
I've got to see a tower trade here as it looks. OG will happily trade their tier 1 top for a tier 2 bottom. This tower top is extremely difficult to defend and fairly unimportant compared to other things on the map, and if OG get this bottom tier 2, they claim a way more important objective. Looks like it's not really possible. No-Tail is laying into it, but doesn't want to commit his Phantasm.
Yeah, it's so much to commit. They've been looking to use the Phantasm in every single fight, and with Infamous gaining items, maybe that use of the Phantasm is just something OG doesn't want to do, because it will feel like a window of opportunity for Infamous.
Maybe it feels like they can get it anyway. I mean, at this rate, they can. He's tanking the tower for an eternity by dropping to half health and then popping a regen rune.
Yeah,
so
it's the never-ending life of No-Tail.
He tanked the tower for like 30 seconds.
And now he's got enough money to finish up the entire armlet too.
Yep, it's gonna come out. We've seen Chaos Knights of the past often go for a Midas.
Mirax. Shards just pushing Tomato up. He can't actually move back down again. The trees block his path. And I thought for a moment he's going to roll in with Fly, but that would have put Fly on the front lines. Needed a different hero to be with Bedazzle.
How are we looking now for Infamous? I'm keeping a close eye on King Tekka because I think this Blink Dagger is what's going to change the flow of the game. Either they're going to find 1 or 2 successful fights, or they're going to
fight on top.
Such a big deficit that it gets difficult.
Oh, they're pushing to the left. I thought for a moment they would actually properly commit onto Ana. The Observer didn't reveal anything, but at the same time, their vision hadn't seen anybody else until Jirax walks underneath the defensive Observer ward on the Northern Shrine of Radiant.
This is also one of the big benefits of the wards OG got out. They have really good coverage around mid. So first of all, they see some of the more common smoke positions. Often you would smoke behind your tier 2 mid, or between the top tier 2 and the mid tier 2, you would smoke in that area and start moving out. So OG, with this aggressive warding, they have a pretty good read on when multiple heroes are missing, and then they can counterplay pretty easily.
Nice off the found
in a really awkward spot.
He took to Flight, able to see Flight. Tomato's going to come over. S4 might do enough. Dazzle, Shallow Grave at the very end, and then throws down the weave. The Sunstrike right on the money. Tomato takes so much damage from Fly. He will still go down to the Viper Corrosive Skin, but Matthew trapped in the trees. You did all of that to kill off the support Dazzle, and nice.
Be right back.
It'll take about 10 more seconds.
At the very least, for Infamous there, they forced the Bruise Split, but I still think if you're OG, you're happy with this because you killed the Viper. A big core in the game. Of course, like you said, the Troll Warlord is finding a lot of farm, and we'll be reaching a point that it gets very interesting. The question is, can Infamous actually hold heroes in place and deal damage, and can he survive?
Ball forward, OG can hold him in position, flip him like an omelet, and the Echo Slam! King Tekka arrives, Tusker won't go down, now the Lynch holding bounces forward, killing off Jirax. It's trapped between Fly and Ana, some decent damage, and it's forced him away from the Brewmaster. Revealed out, the Shallow Grave still there, starts the TP, where's the stun, where's the control, where's the damage, where's the kill?
Oh, he bought a Fairy Fire. He bought and used the Fairy Fire. I actually don't think he needed it, but that was such a good play under pressure there by S4. It's great foresight by him. Stays alive. They didn't have him stun, like you said, and that's the Blink Dagger reveal from King Tekka. He got a really good echo. That's easily 2 or 3 kills if his team is able to connect, but they end up only getting the 1. And it wasn't Jerax, so it was 1 support they found.
Yep, and you lost your troll for it.
Yep. OG are
double
looking
damage
toward Roshan.
Double damage rune on a Chaos Knight. You've got the damage, you may not have the sustain, however.
He heals a lot from critting. He heals a lot from critting when he has this double damage. Let's see if he gets a crit now, how much he heals.
I suppose with the double negative armor too, you got it from Reality Rift as well as from the Medallion of Courage.
He heals a good 200 every turn. Now he's going to get Alacrity as well. It's like borderline disgusting, actually. Oh, okay. I'm not sure if they have the sustain Toby. They did.
You don't have to have sustain if it only takes you 10 seconds to kill Roshan.
Nice play by OG to snipe that. Knowing that Infamous weren't really in a position to go contest, there was no darkness, no nighttime, so Night Stalker's like glorified melee creep.
And no Echo Slam.
A bit more than that maybe, but yeah, no Echo.
Not even Chain Frost. Even though like all those things did work really nicely for Infamous, like you looked at the fight, and in fact we can have a look at it again. So S4 all the way back to base, and just safety first Fairy Fire trigger. Make sure there is no chance. I don't know if Jirax is watching that or if he's just having a giggle at the lines they spanned out after.
That's a good question. Jirax, top lane?
Yeah.
Oh, this is intimidation tactics. He's completely alone. He's basically mind gaming in here.
Yeah, well, he's got the vision. Like they have an aggressive dire observe ward. He knows he's up against 4 heroes, but he also knows they're so far away that they can't initiate on them straight away. So what do? You just kind of knock on the door, bring the attention of all 4 heroes to you, and then disappear.
I really like this play in general.
Oh, Jirax, hang on.
He's snowballing a creep.
Is he?
Yo,
Is he actually?
wait, what?
He's going after the Viper. Doesn't have the range for it, and Viper gonna 4-star forward. Jirax has no save here. Shards himself on the hill. They don't see him, but the fissure from King Tekka.
All right, he's just batshit crazy, man. What was that? What was that snowball?
He wouldn't have even survived the TP home. Like, even if the fissure didn't connect, he would have died from just the dot effects from Viper.
It's the mental game, though. I think that what he's trying to accomplish is to get a read on what's happening, like seeing multiple Infamous heroes or getting them scared, just getting into their heads. What I was going to say was I like this play from a support. I want to kind of say it was Lannon that really pioneered it at TI6, where he would play Ogre, and he would just go to the opposite side of the map where no one was, and he would just go AFK push there as Ogre until somebody came to kill him. And it was like, okay, you just came to kill an Ogre, and I killed 4 creep waves, and I don't really care. You know, I'm going to respawn, my team is farming, great.
Space is being created right
That
now.
is
Sunstrike, Night Stalker, that was confidence. T being on top of the tier 2 tower, loses his life instantly. Chaos Knight's Elite's a little bit trapped, but it's Armlet and Aegis. And bottle charges. Nortel back up to 1/3 of his life. And doing a light show from everyone at home. Jirax should find some common sense.
It's really nice to hear that interview from Fly before the game. It's like, you know, it's like you need to release, you need to not worry too much about the game. You just need to play it like every other game.
It would have been very easy to also worry about the Infamous team. Infamous is no mugs. Yeah, they didn't have a great result in the group stage, but it's the underdog factor. You understand they can lose, and OG should understand that better than anybody else. Losing to both MVP and TNC, the teams highlighted in last TI, the fact that these guys were considered the underdogs against OG. Major winners, 4-time major winners, and OG, their Achilles heel is the big one. It's still TI. They need a good performance. And this confidence is going to help them, and especially this kill is going to help them on their way. Only 1 second sub, but no tell.
Oh, nice.
4-star over the hill, but the shards, it doesn't hold him, but the snowball will. Stop him for a moment, Walrus punch up, and they pull Tomato up. Matthew wants to help out, 2 seconds on over on the Viper. He's just spending his money knowing this Brewmaster royalty is down. There's way too much control for him to survive. Nortel will be lucky. Fly has to self-grave to stay alive in a cell, trapped in by the shards. Jirax and S4 teaming up perfectly. Liz just wants to get the high ground into safety, but the shards just last for way too bloody long. Can't reach the tier 3 tower, and OG will achieve that for him, taking the tier 2 and pushing with his fresh Phantasm of Nortel. Even without Armlet, he's got 2.1k gold. And if that hard ever gets completed, Infamous just won't have the damage.
This could actually be Rax almost. They have an Alacrity Siege Creep. That is...
They're gonna fight.
It's pretty extreme.
They have to fight. The BK beads on the troll. Lich is back to the world of the living. Viper can TP herself to the front line. Jirax, Anna starting their TP out. The fissure, canceling the one on the Tuskar. Nortel turns around, so does Anna. Alright, if you want to fight, they will happily to oblige. The EMP burn is perfect, but the BKB out from Benjaz. Nortel likely to lose his life, or at least just the Aegis trapped inside the base. And OG, they are not coming to help him. They're standing their ground up on the high ground, well away from Nortel. They'll let him die. Took a decent amount to get it. Infamous, of course, they want more. TPing forward towards the shrine. They've already managed to catch up a Fly. Jirax as well, trapped inside the camp. The fissure will connect. Someone needs to reach him. Tomato navigating. Jirax couldn't push himself uphill this time. OG lose 4 heroes. They do take the tier 3 tower, but look at that line from Infamous. Mid, push.
Go end. got them, guys. Let's get the whole mid lane. So I think OG stuck around there because they had a feeling that this barracks would fall, and they were so close. The siege creep needed 1 more hit. Alacrity siege creep is quite something. Like, I'm not sure if you were paying attention to it, but it's like 10-shotting the barracks, and it has pretty good attack speed. The ice armor was the saving grace for their melee racks there, and the fact that OG didn't full commit. They could have full committed and guaranteed that racks, but at the end of the day, they like tried to half and half, and they got nothing. They got they got the tower, but they paid 4 heroes for it. That was...
Defense is coming to mid. Nortel is doing the old wraparound. Comes in. Reality Rip to start with. Chaos Bolt. Only 2 seconds on over on the Viper. The Echo Slam from King Tekka. Trying to create space. Sunstrike making it difficult for Benjaz. But he's just beating into Nortel. The shallow grave is too much. Benjaz trapped in an icy grave. Chaos Knight will survive. The heel kicks through. A cell will fall down. Infamous thought they had a little bit of momentum. But OG, it was crocodile tears. You thought they were bleeding from the eyes, but OG, and now they're gonna make the infamous Rax bleed.
Shallow Grave is super good with armlet heroes. No-Till just healed a full 500 when the Grave expired. He just retoggled his armlet. They couldn't bring him down.
Now
They committed so much, now they have nothing. It looked like a good Echo Slime. You know, you're tempted to go in for that Echo. There's Chaos Knight using Phantasm. They didn't have the combo. No Chain Frost was available. The Viper couldn't really connect very well. It was just Shaker and Troll against the World. They don't win that. That's a win for World, I think.
And again, another time when Troll was in that position where he was forced to fight, when No-Tail wrapped around the side. He fought on the top of the ramp, but right on the corner of it, so the Shards, Jirax had a huge option there just to lock him in. It's an old block spot. Jirax hit the money load on the Shards.
He's playing very well in Tusk, apart from that weird snowball. It's been a great game. His Shards have been pretty much perfect every single play, which is nice to see, because I feel like Tusk is a hit or miss hero a lot of the times, and a lot of the players in this tournament have been, it's been like mixed success with how good the Shards have been, but Jirax is showing great individual skill on this hero. Now Chaos Knight almost has a heart too. It's 24 minutes in. He is big, and
he's just about to pick up an Arcane Rune as Infamous try and finish the Tier 1 tower. As they try, they'll actually succeed. And as this is smoke time, what's coming out the courier? They've got a smoke over on Lich, but there's an observer ward inside the base. There's an observer ward on the north. So OG will understand that Infamous are all outside of their home. The question is, how far?
Yeah.
And in fact, it's OG who group up a smoke on flights. They could do exactly the same thing if they desired. And it looks like Infamous will not smoke up. OG together.
they want to wait for their Echo. It's actually just come online, so they could look for it now. They're going to have Darkness in 25, so that would be a good timing. If it's Smoke now, they're going to connect. This warding from OG, this aggressive warding is paying a lot of dividends. They have so much information to go on. They can play very aggressively in the bottom area. They're seeing heroes constantly crossing through this top ward.
This could be the first thing to work for Infamous, and they may have just caught the glimpse of it. The Observer Ward, I believe, was looking at Ana when the smoke went, so Infamous might be aware of this. But so far, King Tekka is not acting like he is. Okay, yeah, Blink TP now, he's acting like he's aware.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
And OG
Shrine is going to fall now.
Yeah. Nothing they can do about this.
This is a 20 armor, 3.5k hero min at 26 with a Dazzle behind it. This Chaos Knight is very hard to kill, actually. There's two items right now that I think are very interesting for No-Tail. One is a BKB, and the other one I think Eternal Enemy would love me to say this, but it could be a pipe, at least for his team. He's actually, like, how are they going to kill this hero?
Well, you can always.
They have so much magical damage on the Radiant Sun, that's the only thing that's going to kill him. He can pipe himself in these illusions. Either him or the Brewmaster could get it, for example.
Well, Jirax could actually pick it up as opposed to
nice.
building an Aghanim Scepter, which he currently has in his quick play.
Yeah, I could see it on Tusk as well. Like, just anyone, a pipe for their lineup would be very good for securing and ending this game, and then the Chaos Knight going for BKB is going to make him, like, almost impossible for the Radiant lineup to deal with. Both options seem very good to me. This time, No-Tail's holding onto the double damage, which indicates they want to go high ground. Also would be using it for the Roche, so we're going to see a mid-push probably coming in next.
Tomato.
But sort of looking for this mid-train on.
Jirax again was just muscling the mid lane down, but you know that Roshan's done. OG are coming. The cheese is on the Chaos Knight. Aegis Immortal is in the hands of the Invoker.
They feel like Chaos Knight can't die anyway. They're going to assume that he's going to get graved, and then when he gets graved with 0 health, he can armlet toggle and cheese, and that's basically an Aegis. And then Ana has the real Aegis, if you will. Alright, there comes the Phantasm. No-Tail's trying to split and go bottom. And they actually saw those illusions, so they know Phantasm is used for whatever they want to use that for.
Just to push mid. Chaos Knight now doing
he hits hard on those.
186 plus 155 from Chaos Knight. Onto the tower, and that's a tower with frost armor that he's beating into, and hasn't even triggered his double damage rune yet. The Phantasms do a little bit of chip damage, rotate in through the bottom, more doing scouting than anything else, and Fly just hit the negative armor load. He got it on both Benjaz and Tomato, that aggressive weave, so they initiate in on the Viper, a quick 4-star gets him away to safety. They're going back to the tier 4 towers, now with a Lich Chain Frost bouncing through the creep wave. It looks like the Brewlings don't even give a crap about it, they just tank the entire thing. And now the good chance locking in Tomato, he knows he has to try and get out there and fight, but any chip damage into No-Tail can just be repaired by that heart of his, so Ana stands his ground, killing off the melee Rax. 2 more hits, 1 more, there she goes, the melee Rax is down, but King Tekka on the back lines. He's found the Echo Slam. They've killed off the Saving Grace. They've killed off the Dazzle. The question is, how much more can they get? Matthews here. Notal wants him a 3-second stun. The shards are nice, but then again, no. It keeps Ana out of the fight. They have to turn back over to King Tekka. Jirex able to do that with his Blink Dagger. The Benjaz now to the front lines too. They find another. The silence onto Ana. OG, why are these pushes so costly? Once again, they have claimed a mid-racks, but how many heroes do you have to lose for it? Notal back into the fight, still has cheese. Ana up and towards the air. He doesn't have that extra life. Tomato can finally bring him down. He'll get money, but the question is, can he live? Without your life, money's not worth a hell of a lot. Notal wants to fight harder. He may have to burn the cheese if he wants to have his stun as well as disable, but the TP out is perfect. All the way home to tell his kids of the tale.
But still 2 full lanes, minute 28, so very, very good for OG with this. You're right, they could have maybe cut some casualties there if they played that a little bit sharper, but they have a lot of space to give away right now. 12k lead, 29-minute double racks, as we said, and it doesn't feel like Infamous are reaching a point now where it starts to get scary for OG. Even this Chaos Knight is just, they can't deal with him at all, and the Brewmaster is just creating space for him. The problem in this kind of fight is Chaos Knight helps Phantasm. You're blinking the Brew and you use Brew Split. You just control arbitrary heroes in the fight and you just take down towers. Like, how is Infamous supposed to fight this? They don't have the damage. They've got to find a way. I think this approach that they had to that fight was really good. Find the backline, kill the Dazzle, try to get the Tusk out so the saves are down, and then you can fight the course. It just takes so damn long that they already lost their racks by the time they killed the Dazzle.
They're trying to find the damage. At least Benjaz has it. He's the only one that kind of does.
Went Maelstrom out.
Yeah, he needed it to also just help clear the waves as they came towards the base.
I think this is actually the best item he can buy, and this is not a very common item control.
Okay, Notal.
Just got to go for it.
Sure, have another double damage rune. It's on the house right now. He's going to push him with Alacrity and DD. They only have one more lane of ranks OG before they force the Megas, but the better thing is Benjaz caught out. S4 is here, so is the Tuskar Snowball. They punch him, they flip him. 17 HP, someone finish the job. Will be Ana with the last attack as he juggles the balls in victory.
He has buyback on the Troll, which will most definitely be forced here. 15 seconds on Phantasm. There's no way they hold this without buying back their Troll. He's got to buy back.
He really did not want to have to do this, but there is no choice, as you said. Echo Slam from King Tekka has to be perfect, and right now he's just trying to defend the top lane, keeping the CK illusions out. But the real Notal pushing him through the bottom, slowly getting Vipered up. He does have that cheese, remember. A little bit easier when you're running the armlet toggle to get back up and stay alive. Alacrity buff up once more. The slow is a real pain, but so are his illusions. They've already pushed the creep wave through the top lane. The tier 4 towers will come under attack. Luckily they regenerate. Your bottom racks won't. All the life on the tier 3 tower on bottom.
Notal's just patiently waiting here for the wave to reach. They want to get some vision in the Radiant base so that they can jump with their Brewmaster. Doesn't seem like they have a ward available. Actually, Kai does have a ward.
Are they really going to try and come? Defensive Observer Ward. There's a nice aggressive one from Infamous. Notal, the creep wave's coming in. There should be some good damage if you want to Echo Slam it, but they fizz you for now. Tornado trying to create space from Ana, and it did exactly that job. Notal, Reality, just losing the range on Viper.
He's trying to bait the BKB from Tomato. That's what he wants. This 10-second BKB.
Oh, there's Reality Rift. They go on Benjaz. They get the BKB out of him. And now the initiation has to happen. The Echo Slam on the backlines. Fly will die again. King Tekka hits the right in the money. Can they get both supports? Tomato doing the work against Ana. Yule Scepter protected for the moment. Up and towards the end. The Lich only hasn't done enough work as King Tekka and Matthew, they're still just trying to chase the support kill. They're going to find Tusker in the tree. Matthew will bring him down, but it took so damn long. The Notal could get back in and kill off the Earthshaker, leaving Tomato stranded. Hurricane Pike trying to create space, but the real CK is on the money. 1 minute without both the Troll and the Viper. S4 looking to actually make that even better, trying to kill off this Night Stalker. Ana joining the fight. The Shrine will give Matthew a little bit more life. Colsnap making it difficult to run away. He's underneath the tier 4 tower. Reality Rift, Notal kills him under that tier 4 tower. As Cell, the sole survivor. Good luck, Lich.
Radiant's bottom barracks
That needs to be 6 slotted to defend this, I think.
You talking the Lich?
Yeah.
Yep, maybe.
It's some very specific items. I'm not sure they exist.
Vale and Dagon level 5, so at least he can nuke somebody's side and keep everyone else away, and an Aghanim Scepter. that may be enough. But yeah, it's way too much to repel. OG, very convincing. And again, methodical killing of the team that placed bottom in both of the groups.
OG looked pretty good in this. I think there were a couple of times they overstepped their boundaries a bit that they need to be careful with against the better teams, but that was very convincing. I like their strategy, I like the way they put their lanes, I like the way they combined their spells and look for the right moments. It's something you can really tell in some of OG's games is that they have this very good foresight, and something S4 especially is extremely good at is warning his team of what he wants to happen in 30 seconds. So it's like, I'm about
Max throwing out the shards onto Matthew, but cannot trap him in this time.
I think this is a very Viper favored lane in isolation. I'm not sure I agree with DPD that Invoker does well in this matchup. If you get help on both sides, it's obviously a totally different story. But I think the help in mid from JRX is very important, and he probably has to stick around for the majority of the time here. Once Viper starts hitting this level 2 and level 3, the Invoker can actually almost get zoned off the lane. Having orb attacks in general against Invoker is really powerful, because his primary defense in the lane is the creep aggro itself. When the enemy tries to go on you, you don't have so much to respond with, but the wave can do it for you. Viper, he's just going to hit. The upside for Invoker is that he can, first of all, get a lot of help from Tusk and almost get a kill here.
The Sunstrike, Tomato.
Oh!
He gets hit by it, but Anna voided up underneath the tower. He's not taking any more damage enough. Now 1 second Chaos Bolt stun provide the extra damage needed to kill off the Night Stalker. Tomato is going to have to rotate himself over. They go for another shard. Now it's King Tekka trapped in the Shadow Wave with 3 heroes. Another fissure to create space, but a second time the stun will connect, giving Notel not only a double kill, it'll be a double rune.
I'm sorry, but they get 2 kills and fly immediately. Right? Can anyone upgrade the courier? That's position 5 right there. All right, we got 2 kills, guys. Someone else got the courier this game.
That's the 604 gold that Chaos Knight's currently walking upon. Unfortunately, he's got to wait 3 minutes.
Obviously, a really good start for OG. I think they got more than they came for. They came for that 1 kill, and then King Tekka came in. So now they're going to go for again.
Jira.
And they have a very easy time getting in because they're so mobile, especially the Fire Brew, but also the Cycloning Brew, I don't know what's called, the Wind Brew Master, whatever.
Wind Brewing, Fire Brewing, Earth Brewing.
Yeah, let's keep it simple, I guess. That brew can also very easily get in. In addition to that, we have the, what was I going to say? We have the thing that Wings actually presented, I can't remember which tournament it was in, but they ran Invoker together with Brewmaster, where they would Alacrity the Earth Brew. That Brewling does a lot of damage to buildings, and then when you give it that attack speed and damage, it's actually pretty crazy. All right, let's look at a fight here.
Yeah,
looks like something's gonna go down.
Smoke Jirax, here comes your shards down forward as Matthew trapped in at the moment. He wants to break free, but there's nothing he can do. He can turn for avoid the fidget stun. Is there enough space even with the fairy fire?
Classic, the Dazzle Brewmaster used to play this with Alliance back then. Really liked the synergy because of how the 2 heroes play off each other very nicely. In the lane you have the 2 slows, and then when it comes to team fights, you actually have a heal bomb every fight. You can heal this Brewmaster split to deal massive amounts of damage.
But Tomato revealed out by the 1 melee creep. They know he's in there. Anna is waiting for him to break out of the tree line, and Tomato, well, he'll show himself in relative safety onto the tier 1 tower, but damn, he needs some regeneration, and Courier is bringing supplies.
Yeah. To finish off this matchup, I think, in addition, one thing that speaks for Invoker in this matchup is that Viper doesn't push the lane very well. So Invoker sometimes struggles getting 2 waves under his tower and losing farm and getting harassed. Viper's not so good at that, but he's more of a stalemate hero in mid, I want to call it, who just holds the lane in place and then harasses you away. But so far so good from OG. I think JRX has got a lot done in these first 2 minutes.
Well, they might get some more done. King Tekka has to go for the fissure once more. Still slowed up a little bit. Was expecting some level of rotation up.